Okay. So Java features. What are the features are there in the Java? I will going to show you. So there are so many features are there in Java. So that is Java is a very simple one. Okay, please understand it is a very simple language, object oriented language, portable, platform independent, secure, robust, architecture neutral, again interpreted, high performance, multi-threaded, distributed and dynamic. So these are the main features of Java. Why it is simple, I will show you. Don't worry, why it is simple, I will show you. Don't worry. Hmm. Let's go to the next slide. So here, so one by one we will going to discuss here. Simple. Why it is simple? Because compared to all the languages, so we have many languages, right? Like C, C++, all these languages we have. So compared to C and C++, the syntax of Java is very simple. First thing is, the syntax of Java is very simple and easy to understand. Okay, clearly you can able to understand this one. That is what exactly they will say. Java is a easy to learn and its syntax is very simple, clean and easy to understand. That's it. So compared to C as well as C++, I will show you. Don't worry, I will show you. So when you write a program in Java, easily you can able to understand and easily you can able to one more, clean is nothing but memory management. Okay, so this memory management I will talk about this later, not now. So automatic memory management is available in the Java. That is the reason why it's very simple. Okay, later I will discuss, because I wanted to discuss about garbage collector, not now, not required right now. Okay, so Java syntax is based on C++. You can able to see when you write a C++ program, similarly, okay, like whatever the C program you are going to write, so like that only almost similar to C++. Okay, whatever the syntax you will going to find in Java, almost it is similar to C++. Okay, again here you can able to see Java has removed many complicated and rarely used features like pointers. Example pointers, you can able to see explicit pointers. Okay, operator overloading, both the things they have removed. So you can ask me, sir, why they have removed? Because the reason is, instead of using pointer, they will going to use the reference variables. Okay, they will going to use the reference variables. Don't worry right now, if you are not able to understand, don't worry. Okay, if you are not able to understand, don't worry. So they will going to use the reference variables here. Okay, again operator overloading. In C++ you can able to find the operator overloading, but here no operator overloading, nothing will be there. So that is the reason why these are very complex things. Suppose example for this one, if you want brief idea about this one, means I will show you. For example, you can ask me, sir, why sir they are not including pointers? Because the reason is, think like that, this is a memory. Okay, I will going to create a pointer. This one I will going to create a pointer. This pointer can access any memory. Yes or not? This pointer can access any memory. So maybe some objects which are very highly security objects. Okay, objects are highly secured objects. Even using this pointer, I can able to access those objects also. So that is the reason why here what happens, memory leakage will going to happen. Okay, memory leakage will going to happen. That is the reason why we should not use pointers in the Java. Okay, that is the reason why they have removed this one. Okay, they have removed. Memory leakage problem is there. That is the reason why they don't want this one. Okay, so that is the reason why they have removed this. So there is no need to remove the unreferenced objects, because there is an automatic garbage collection. That is what I told you. For example, I will tell you. Think like that. This is a memory. There are two types of memory in Java. Okay, there are two types of memory in Java. One is stack memory. Okay, one is stack memory. I will show you. Don't worry. Right now, don't worry. I will show you in the programming. Another one, you will going to find the heap memory. Okay, another one, you will going to find the heap memory. Fine. So one is stack memory. Another one, you will going to find the heap memory. Fine, clear? So what happens? So here, Think like that. We will going to have objects like this: one, object 1, object 2, object 3, object 4, object 5, object 6, like this. A number of objects will be there. Think like this. But so this is it. Just think like this. This is it. Okay, this is it. Here, the important thing you need to understand. Suppose I wanted to create the new object, but there is no space here. Space is there? There is no space. Then what happens? There will be a person. Who is that person? He is a garbage collector. Okay, he is a garbage collector. Whatever the objects you have created, if you are not using those objects, it will going to collect those objects. Understanding? It will going to collect those objects. Suppose think like that, this object you are not using, it will going to collect that object. Okay, sorry. Okay, think like that. If you are not using this kind of these objects, what happens? It will going to collect all these objects. Okay, now memory is clear, right? This is what we call it as garbage collector. Automatic memory management is available. That is the biggest advantage in Java. Okay, biggest advantage. See, if it is memory is filled, still it will going to verify. So which object is not used? It will going to check it. Okay, if any object is not used, immediately it will be collected by garbage collector. That is the reason why we will call Java is a, okay, having a facility that is called it as memory management facility, automatic memory management facility. This is automatic memory management facility. Basically, experts will call this one as AMM. Clear? Experts will call this one as AMM. Clear, everyone? If you are clear, let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat, guys. Clear, everyone? Guys, everybody clear? These are all the basic concepts you should know. If you don't know this one, definitely you will going to be in trouble. Anybody have problem with this? Garbage collector, understood? That is the reason why it is a simple. Java programming is very simple. Okay, let's see. Here, object oriented. Maybe object oriented, nothing but I will going to find the class, you will going to find the object, all those things. Those things we will call it as object oriented programming languages. Okay. So this is Java is a purely object oriented programming language, but still some people will say, expert will say, it is not a pure object oriented programming, like that they will say. But as per our knowledge, so we know that it's an object oriented programming language. That is what exactly we need to understand. But overly experted people, they will say that it's not a pure object oriented programming, like that they will say, but still okay, it's an object oriented programming. So what are the things you will going to discuss in object oriented programming is nothing but object, class, inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction, encapsulation. All these things we will going to discuss. Okay, so this is, that is the reason why it is a object oriented programming language. Okay, so we will go to the next slide. You can able to see, yesterday I told you about platform independent. Yes or not? Yesterday I told you about platform independent. Now you see, suppose think like that, we have a C file, C language or C++, you take it, whatever it may be. Let me clear this. Okay, fine. So we have a languages like C and C++. So when you are writing a C or C++ programming language, basically it is depend on the platform. Yes or not? When you write a program in C or C++, basically it will going to depend on the particular platform. But Java is not like that. Okay, Java is not like that. Why? Because Java will going to create a one file. That file is called it as class file. In this class file, what you will going to find means that is byte code. Okay, it will going to provide you the byte code. Wait, just a minute, guys. Wait. Okay, fine. Okay, so you will going to provide it will going to provide the byte code. That is the reason why it is a Java is a platform independent. Okay, Java is a platform independent. I will show you that one. Don't worry right now. Don't worry if you are not able to understand. Don't worry. Okay, so which are compiled into platform specific machines With Java is a write once, run anywhere. Okay, write once, WO, okay, RA. So write once, run anywhere. This is what exactly you need to understand here. You can able to write the program only once. Again, you can able to run anywhere on any kind of operating system or machine. That is what. So here I will explain here. See here. Suppose think like that. You will going to have a Java program, small program. Yesterday we wrote a program, right? Small program you will going to find. Okay. That program will going to generate a file. That file is called as class file. What is this class file? This class file will going to have a byte code. Okay, byte code. Clear everyone? I will show you in a practical way. Okay, I will show you in this topic. I will going to show you in a practical way. You cannot able to understand this byte code. Only this byte code will be understood by this particular JVM. Clear everyone? You will going to write a program, that is source code you will going to write. So that source code will be converted into class file. That class file will going to have a byte code. That byte code will be given to JVM. This JVM will going to understand this byte code. So later you can able to find the output. This is what exactly in Java the compilation process will going to work. So that is the reason why it is called it as platform independent. Basically you can able to see we have a Mac operating system like Apple operating system, again Windows operating system, as well as you can able to see Linux operating system. Yes or not? Mac, Windows, Linux operating system. For every operating system, you need to install the related JVM. Guys got it? So whatever the operating system is there, you can able to see Apple is there, Apple Mac operating system. For this operating system, you need to install the Mac JVM. Okay, for this one, OS operating system is there, nothing but Windows operating system. For this operating system, you need to install the Windows JVM. You need to install the Linux JVM. So JVM is a platform dependent, but your Java program is not a platform dependent. Understood everyone? I will show you, don't worry. If you are not able to understand, don't worry. Right now, if you are not able to understand, I will explain later also. I will explain later also. There are two types of platforms, software based as well as hardware based. Okay, so Java provides software based. Okay, here you can able to see that is what exactly I explained about. So here you can see you will going to have a machine, Mac machine. Okay, that is a hardware. So maybe they will going to suppose when you go to like Windows, you will going to find the hardware like x86. Okay, x86. As per this hardware, you have to install the JVM. Okay, as per this hardware, you have to install the JVM. Like that for Mac, you will going to have some kind of different kind of hardware. Even I don't know that. Okay, for this Linux, you will going to have a different kind of hardware. So to supportable JVM, you have to install it. That is what. Okay, that's the reason why they will say hardware based as well as software based. Okay, clear everyone? If you are clear with this, these concepts are very, very important. Okay, if you are clear, I feel happy. Okay, everybody clear? Guys clear? Clear, ma? Let me know in the chat, please. Let me know in the chat because I want confirmation. Let me know in the chat. Please put the message. Okay, please put the message. Okay, thank you. See, this is what exactly you need to know. Okay, later I will going to explain what is this exactly JVM, what is this exactly JDK, what do you mean by JRE, all those things I will explain. Let me finish this. Okay, fine. So this is we can able to say it is a secured one. Okay, how it is secured? No explicit pointer. Again, Java programs run inside the virtual machine. That is the reason why Java is totally secure. Okay, so whatever the application is there, so you can able to see on OS you will going to find the JVM. JVM is a software. Okay, it's a software. Okay, so on JVM the application will going to run again. So this JVM is installed on operating system, but here directly the applications are run on operating system. So that's why here you will going to find the lack of security, but here you will going to find complete security. Basically, when you are writing a Java program, it is a totally virus free. Okay, it's a totally virus free. Okay. So class loader, bytecode verifier, security manager, all these things are very, very important. Here I will going to explain. See this. Class loader in a Java is a part of JVM. Okay, sorry, JRE. What do you mean by JRE is nothing but think like that. I will explain this one. What do you mean by JRE right now? For example, JRE. Okay. What is this JRE is nothing but, so day before yesterday, we wrote a small program like Java program, that is hello world program. Yes or not? Hello world program. To run this program, please understand, concentrate here. To run this hello world program or statements or main method, we need some kind of libraries. Okay. That libraries are provided by JRE. Understanding? That libraries are provided by JRE. Okay, that is what exactly. For example, okay, think like that. If you want to imagine something, you wanted to go to space, wanted to live on Mars, like that, you wanted to imagine means, to support that imagination, what is required? Brain is required. Yes or not? Brain is required. Like that, to execute these kind of lines or to execute the source program, we need some libraries. That is what is called it as runtime environment libraries. That will be provided by Java runtime environment. Okay. These are the JREs. I will show you later. Okay. Don't worry about this one. I will show you later. But you need to understand one thing. When I am executing that hello world, how it is executing because of JRE. Okay. JRE will going to provide the entire system. Okay. You wanted to execute this line, I will going to provide the support. Okay. You execute it like that. Okay, that is the reason why Java runtime environment is very, very important here. These things are very, very important. If you go to the companies, first question will be on JVM or JRE. Okay, on JVM or JRE. Clear? Okay. It adds the security by spreading the packages for classes, local file system for those that are important from the network resources or sources. Whatever resources you will going to import for that one, it will going to provide the security. That is what. Okay. Bytecode verifier. This is one of the important thing. So it checks the code fragments for legal, illegal code that can violate the access right. Already explained about these things. Let me tell you. For example, I explained about modifiers in C++ like public, again private. Okay, public, private. Again, one more is what? Protected. Okay, so these are the things. Public, private, as well as protected. Here, you need to understand one thing. Some of the libraries you will going to import from the internet. Something you will going to import from the internet. You will going to take those things. But in this, we don't know exactly. So maybe the virus program will be there. We don't know. While you are downloading, maybe you will going to find the virus. Okay. To see the illegal code. Okay. Some code will be there. So those codes are illegal codes. So we have to verify that one. So that is the reason why we will going to have a bytecode verifier. Okay. So it will going to verify the bytecode. That is the reason why. Again, security manager means it will going to manage all the access, all those things. Okay. If it is illegal means it will going to remove from there. Okay. From the local disk, it will going to remove. These things are very, very important things. Again, let's go to the next one. See here. Again, robust. It is robust. It is used strong memory management. Later I will discuss about memory management. I have to discuss about EP as well as stack because it is totally different from C and C++. Okay, Java memory management is totally different from C and C++. That is the reason why I will discuss later. Okay, but you have to understand one more thing is here memory management, AMMM. Okay, so what is that? Automatic memory management. Java will going to provide automatic memory management. You should understand that. There is a lack of pointers that avoids the security problems, because we will not going to use any kind of pointers. That is the reason why you can able to run the code faster. Okay, you can able to run the code faster, as well as you will going to find the security. Again, here you can able to see garbage collector. That's what I told you. I explained about garbage collector, right? So if it is excess of objects, or more objects are there in the heap, immediately what happens in the memory, it will going to remove those objects. Okay, so that is what. Again, exception landing. These things I will going to discuss in the topics. Okay, as well as architecture neutral. Okay, very simple one. So whatever the language you are studying, like Java, so Java is a architecture neutral, because there are no implementation depend features. So whatever you want it, you can able to develop. Whatever you want it, you can able to deploy. All those things. It is totally architecture neutral. Any kind of application you can able to build it. Okay, it will going to support all those things. Again, in C programming language, int data type occupies 2 bytes of memory, 32 for example 32-bit in 32-bit architecture, and 4 bytes of memory for 60-bit architecture. But when it comes to Java, it will going to take 4 bytes of memory. Okay, when it comes to int, it will going to take 4 bytes of memory, like that. So there are certain things are there. So that is the reason why it is totally architecture neutral. If you don't know anything about this one, don't worry. See here, very simple. It occupies 4 bytes of memory for both 32 as well as 64. That is the reason why it is totally architecture neutral. Maybe if you go to the C and C++, it is a totally different. 32-bit means something, it will going to occupy the memory in different manner. 64-bit means it will going to occupy in a different method. Yes or not? 32 means it will going to take 2 bytes. 64 means it will going to take 4 bytes. Okay, but when it comes to Java, totally the integer data type, it will going to occupy only 4 bytes. Yes or not? If it is 32-bit also, if it is 42-bit also. Okay, so nothing but total 32 totally 32 bytes of bits of memory it will going to occupy. Yes or not? So that is what, that is the reason why it is a architecture neutral. No need to worry about the architecture here. Okay, as well as portable. So facilities, lot of facilities will be provided here. So because the Java is a byte code, okay, so that is the reason why they will going to provide a lot of facilities on Java. You can able to implement, okay, you can able to import the packages, so many things you can able to do it. So that is the reason why it is a portable one. Okay, again some more things is there. High performance, nothing but compared to C and C++, you can able to develop a lot of things. Okay, that is the reason why you will going to get the better performance. Okay, but Java is slower compared to C and C++. Sorry, C++. Basically, when you run C++, C++ is a little bit faster than Java. Okay, it is distributed. All those things I explained already. Okay, I will going to explain all these things in when I will do program and all. Okay, so it is a multi-thread as well as dynamic one. So these things I will discuss. Okay, I think these things are not required. No need to worry. Fine. So difference between C and C++, I think I explained this one. Let's see. So these are the things you need to know. Okay, C++ is a platform dependent. Java is a platform independent. All these differences you should know. Mainly used for C++ is mainly used for system programming. Java is mainly used for application programming, like that's what, web-based, app-based. Okay, again window-based, all those things. Okay, again design goal. C++ was designed for systems and application programming. It was an extension of C, but here the extension is .java. Okay, what is the extension for C? That is .c, but here what is the extension for the Java is .java. Okay, so here we are using goto, supports in C++, but Java does not support goto, because the reason is when you use the goto, you will going to find the infinite loop, all those things. That is the reason why we will not going to use goto and all. Okay, so multiple inheritance, C++ support multiple inheritance, but Java does not support multiple inheritance. Okay, it does not support multiple inheritance through class. Okay, it can be achieved by using interfaces. When I will do interfaces and all, I will explain this one. Operating overloading. So Java does not support that one. C++ supports. Clear everyone? Everybody clear? Guys, everyone clear? Please let me know this. Okay, fine. Guys, these are all theory. Okay, if you feel bored also, I can't do because these things are very, very important. If you want it, you can take the snapshot of this. Okay, pointers. We are not going to use any pointers in Java. Okay, so when it comes to C++, we are using pointers, all those things. If you want it, you can able to take this one. Okay, take the snapshot of this. Not required, all those things, basically. Right? So this is all the notes. Okay, so this is a small example. See this one. This is a small example. You can able to see C++ program. So we have to write the header files. Okay, after that you will want to write the using namespace std. They are saying that Java and C++ are the programming language. Okay, Java is similar to C++ because you will going to find the class. See here, integer. Oh yeah, what is this? Basically, it is a return type. Yes or not? So like this, class is also acts as a return type or data type. Okay, so that is what exactly you need to understand. Class, again method, class name you have to provide. So after that you have to write the statement, again you have to close the body. This is what exactly you will going to find in C++. Like that, similarly you will going to find in Java also. So a little bit similarities is there, but not much, not much. Okay, so this is Java one. You can able to see this one. Class simple. Okay, so it is a class. Yes or not? It is a class. Basically, when you go to the C++, only you will going to find the method. Yes or not? Only you will going to find the method, but here you will going to find the class. That is the reason why always I will say Java is a class programming. Okay, Java is a class programming language. Okay, clear? So this is a simple program we have wrote already. So don't worry, I will write once again, you will understand. Okay. So these are all theory. First program, hello world already written. Okay. So path, everything I explained, yes or not? I explained about how to download the JDK, how to set the path, all those things I explained. See the compilation process. So where you will going to write the Java code. Again, you will going to find the compiler. So this compiler will going to generate bytecode. Okay. So suppose you will going to write a simple program like this, class simple. Okay. So when you write this program, automatically you can able to see, you can able to find the method, main method. Here you will going to find the statement, that is output statement, that is system.out.println. So when you, this is the source code. You can able to see, I will show you. Wait a minute. See this, this is the source code. Clear everyone? This is the source code. That is what we call it as Java code. Okay, na? So Java source code be compiled by compiler, that is Java C. Clear? Java C. So this is the compiler. Okay. So this source code will be given to compiler, that is Java C. This compiler will going to generate bytecode. Okay, this compiler will going to generate bytecode. This is available in class loader. This is available in the class loader. Okay, so what is the extension of bytecode? That is class name dot. Okay, whatever the class name you will going to provide, that class name dot class. Okay, class name dot class. So this is the extension, bytecode extension. Again, you can able to see Java bytecode, Java extension, that is simple.java. Okay, simple.java is the extension. Simple is name of the program. Okay, or you can say this is a class name. Simple is a class name actually. You can able to see here. Here simple. It's a class name. Okay, class name dot Java. It's an extension. Again, class name dot class. For bytecode, for source code, simple.java. This is what exactly you need to understand. So how to compile all those things I will show you. Don't worry. Without IDE, how to compile all those things later I will show you. Not required right now. Okay. I think we explained everything. Okay. What is this? Okay, later I will tell you what is this class, public, static, void, all those things. Just a moment. Okay, these things tomorrow I will discuss all these things. Okay, guys, I think everybody understood this one. tomorrow we will going to discuss about these things. Okay, what do you mean by public? What do you mean by class? What do you mean by static? Okay, why void? Why main? What is this string? What is this arguments? What is this command line arguments? All those things we will going to discuss tomorrow. This is all about theory. Tomorrow onwards we will going to discuss about, okay, one program, on 2-3 programs. About this one we will going to discuss about signature as well as 2-3 programs. Again, we will going to discuss about briefly about JDK, JVM, JRE. So that's it. 3 theory classes. Okay, 3 theory classes. Rest of the things are only practical. Clear, everyone? Everybody clear? Let me know yes or no. Guys, let me know yes or no. So today I will going to discuss about JDK, JRE, JVM. Again, one program. So what is this class, public, all those things, whatever the things we will going to use in programming, everything I will going to discuss. Okay, if you have any doubts, you can ask me in the chat. If you have any doubts, you can ask me in the chat. Akila, any doubts? Vaishnavi, any doubts, Vaishnavi? Any doubts, ma? Fiza, any doubts, Fiza? Clear? Okay, fine. Okay, so we will wind up here. Tomorrow we will going to write the program. Thank you, everyone. Bye.